Dear ladies and gentlemen, we kindly ask you don't use flash cameras during the show because it can be dangerous for others.
inspect myself closely because somebody might think I had a problem. But they say that one of the horses on the statue, if you examine its groin rather carefully, in one of the veins is a little figure of the Tsar who commissioned the statues, because the sculptor didn't like the Tsar and it was his kind of protest. But it's not the thing you go and look, oh, look to the right, look to the right, look to the right. What's going on the balcony?
Hey, what? That's the club.
Oh.
I've never seen Emil drive backwards down Nevsky Prospect before. Now that's a new one to me. This is what is new. Oh. And if you look on the left-hand side, look at the theatre. Beyond it is the Alexandrinsky Theatre, which is also it's a very lovely imperial theatre. Unfortunately, it's closed for restoration at the moment. I was actually, those girls remind me, there used to be just along that same spot on Nevsky, there was a club and the Place de la Concorde on the other, like not lighting them up. But maybe I'm just thinking perhaps there's a power cut there, or they forgot to pay the bill or something. But this is really, it's the focal point with no lights on it.
The triumph của Champs-Élysées bên Pháp. The other end là La Concorde.
I think at night it's more beautiful even. So you can see again the Winter Palace, the Alexander Column in the middle, and the General Staff headquarters where that arch is behind us. Oh my goodness! Now I saw they were. I wondered what they were constructing in the middle of the river. Some kind of pontoon vision tower. Look at it now at night. It's real Disneyland. And then look back to the Winter Palace and the Hermitage. That is a really magical view. But again, they're very Russian. We have water jets, but Peter and Paul's fortress is not lit up. Do you feel that by the end of this tour, you will have a very healthy neck? Because you're looking left, look right, look left, look right all the time.
Some statistics may be interesting for you. At the turn of the century, this city had more than 1,000 churches, all kinds of churches. Of course, the main church was Russian Orthodox, but it also had synagogues, a mosque, Catholic churches, Baptist, Protestant, Armenian Orthodox, all kinds of confessions were represented here. Now, in the 1920s, it's this glittering Russian Baroque style of the 1750s. And part of the palace is the Amber Room. That's church. Well, interestingly, it was built at the same time as St. Isaac's, but the funds were witches. It reminds greatly of the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin. So the gate in Berlin and this gate were built at the same, share the same ideas. Artists of the same period share the ideas. So both this gate and the one in Berlin represent classical style of the period. So this is called Moscow Gate. And we're driving towards Moscow. We're driving towards Moscow. This is Moscow Prospect. And this is an amazingly long avenue. It starts not very far from the Astoria Hotel and ends near to the airport. It's as long as 11.5 kilometers. And the road is very good standard, as you can see. Also, they've done a lot of landscaping. They've planted flowers here and there. On each side of the road you can see beautiful petunias and begonias, all sort of flowers. very bold. You know, this was done for the G8 summit. This is the main entrance from the airport, and middle of July, the city hosted the heads of 8 countries, among them President Bush, and for 2 months prior to the summit, they had been restoring Moscow Prospect, which of course created huge traffic problems in the city. Then, you know, before the 18th of July, which was the time of the summit, it took us, you know, one Trafalgar group driving to Pushkin. It took them 4 hours. 4 hours because of the blocked, you know, sections of Moscow Prospect. We had to do a detour. 4 hours. It was our record time. But nowadays, but now it's a perfect. The road is in very good shape. Moscow Prospect. Because you can view a very nice, very attractive modern building, the circular one. This is the new premises of the National Public Library. This apartment on the left-hand side with a spire, that's a typical design of the Stalin-era housing construction. Now, since the 1950s, the city has extended. That's a very impressive building of the Stalin-era, known as the statue to Lenin and the building of the new town hall. It meant to be the new town hall in the middle of 1930s. You know, then Finland had allied with Germany, and the border with Finland was just 15 kilometers away from Nevsky Prospect. And then Stalin started negotiating with Mannerheim, the Finnish president, possibility of changing the border, moving it further away from Leningrad. Mannerheim wouldn't agree. And then the local authorities thought of building up a new center in the city to be further away from the border with Finland, which had become an enemy, almost an enemy. But then Germany intruded, Russia, well, the World War II started, so it interrupted construction of this building. When accomplished in 1944, there was no need to move the center because by that time the border with Finland had been changed. So it's been used by different scientific research institutes. But the outside of the building presents a very impressive example of the Stalin period of architecture. Now, the end of Moscow Prospect has a Victory Square. In a couple of moments we'll be driving around Victory Square. And it's Moskovsky department store. You know, this end in SKY is a grammatical thing. The Russian nouns, and the obelisk represent a worker and a soldier. This represents soldiers at the front and workers building up victory in the rear. You know, the city had a link with the mainland across Lake Ladoga. That's where the Neva River starts, and they built communications. They had air defense, guns. You know, they have service units. For the reason, the approach of the city authorities has been not to build any old modern constructions in the center, or to preserve the flavor of the center. But we do have big supermarkets in the new residential areas. Yeah, the plane landing. Now the name of the main international airport, which is on the left-hand side, is Pulkovo, P-U-L-K-O-V-O, Pulkovo Airport. And that's named after a hill you can see looking ahead of the bus. So the name of the hill is Pulkova Hill. P-U-L-K-O-V-O, Pulkova Hill. That's the highest elevation, a very advanced center of star exploration. So it's a 19th century observatory. Then in the 19th century, it had many joint projects with English and American astronomers. Even though that the Pushkin, he's very easy to identify. You know, by quarter of his blood, he was an Ethiopian. So when driving past the statue of Pushkin, notice his curly hair and thickish lips. Also notice his sideburns. You know, in his wearing habits, he was most extravagant, and in the 1800s, gentlemen loved. They wore sideburns. Pushkin's sideburns were the widest and the thickest in St. Petersburg. Also, he loved looking after his nails. He had very long, he kept his nails very long, especially a nail on his little finger. It was so long that he had to make a cover for it so it doesn't break. Pushkin on the right. Pushkin on the right. Pushkin on the right. He was noble origin both on the side of his Ethiopian and Russian ancestors. So he's got all kinds of constructions, the palaces, the original estates of the Russian nobles. He's got lots of blocks of flats built under communism, and he's got some lovely and expensive townhouses built in the last 5-8 years. Now we approach the Egyptian Gate. So this was used by 9 generations of the Romans, and every Tsar added something new. So the Egyptian Gate was built in the 1810s with the orders of Tsar Alexander I. Pushkin. So Pushkin's genius unfolded very young. So the right now we're passing by Alexander Palace. And look at some wealthy properties on the left-hand side. Recently built townhouses. So, all right. Bring your cameras with you. You can leave your carry-on on the bus.
Cái palace không này? Có gì đấy?
Ổng là nhà thơ có tiếng.
Stehen, weil er ja auch, weil das nicht so schnell war.
Bị cung Soleil hả?
Bạn nó biết nhiều hơn. Con nhỏ nó lấy gì đấy. Không có được thoát.
The same name, Catherine, cùng thứ thôi.
Này hả?
Right, the end of the lobby has a restaurant.
Ở đây là
Oh. Ồ, đẹp quá ha.
Go to the middle and down the middle.
Thế đấy. Chụp cái này à?
It used to be a stove.
Old stove.
That's a reproduction of a stove.
That's all.
Is it gas?
No, it's wood. Originally it was a stove. No. Originally it was a heating appliance, a stove. The guests were waiting for a reception. So the space, the rooms adjoining to the ballroom were 3 antechamber rooms. Now the age of everything you see here is only 2 years old. So during the World War II, this was occupied by the Nazis. They lived here. They used the place. They went out. Keep a bit of space. And take photos.
Dining room.
I think the service on the table, Russian made, Russian design. And the items of the service represent different colors and different badges. These are the colors and the badges of the 3 highest awards.
Summer Palace, Catherine the Reed.
And you go.
Then you
So the porcelain vases and dishes that you saw in the main staircase were originally part of the art collection of the Hermitage. And then they were very fashionable for the interior decoration. And the empress used them for a staircase. They were absolutely priceless. So they were priority for evacuation.
Sorry, Bridget, that table decor there, there's no cutlery, there's something that doesn't look like
There's 2 little things. What's that's next to the crack?
That's the handles. Now, this could have been used musical recitals or to play a game of cards. What he does blue and white tie. A grandson of Catherine II. Now, this is a portrait of Catherine II or Catherine the Great.
Catherine the Red.
Now, she ruled from 1762 till 1796. She's the one who built the Hermitage, and she's the one who had her husband killed, and she's the one who was a German origin princess, and she's the one. Balance of proportions, soft colors, and abundance of plaster. So that's all. Europe has all the abundance.
Maybe for the wall. Same thing.
Nazi used it. Retracing the blue top.
After the war.
So just
Destroyed.
the shelling.
To drive back to St. Petersburg. The departure time from Peterhof back to St. Petersburg will be 4:45, 4:45. And when drivers were in the area of summer cottages, and a Russian word for such type constructions, healthy looking and palatial size, palatial looking newly built summer cottages. You build on the right hand side, that's Merchant Marine School. And on the left hand side of the road, there was, because the standard of the plots inside is different. Plus, not having a tall fence would be less probably safety. But anyway, as you can see, the fences are identical height, identical color. So that's what the government, the city authorities funded for the individuals from the G8 summit. Tiski Star, Baltic Star Hotel. The little cottages, yellow and white. These are the Baltic Star hotels. Actually, there are 5+ star hotels.
5+ star.
That's where the this is where the leaders of the G8 summit were hosted, accommodated.
Oh, yes, something here. 5 star.
5+, 5+ star hotel.
6 star cho rồi đi.
So the other side of that's rules the Gulf of Finland. Now the only difference between what it looks now and what it looked originally is the statue of Tsar Peter at the front. So look to the right, middle of the fence has a gate. This is the main entrance of the upper park of Peterhof. Look to right. Look to right.
Cái này học nhất cô là ở bên Australia.
Đâu có xài được, xài phải xài nhiều món, mua có một cái thôi.
Grand Palace has a park on each side. The park on the right-hand side is called the Upper Park. That's what we viewed from the bus. And the park on the left side is the Lower Park. That's the one which has all the fountains. The plan of our tour
well, blah blah blah. I'm an engineer. I want to work as an engineer. And there is They say so this is. But the agency, you know that for good personnel you're ready to pay, and then within that stock market or whatever.
So you said you don't have statistics for the unemployment?
I'm sorry?
You don't have any...
statistics, we have official statistics.
Oh, official?
Well, official.
But not accurate.
But it's not that accurate.
What the official? About, how many percent?
Well, official is about 10%.
Oh, 10%. Oh, okay.
Official,
But maybe higher. Realistically higher, much higher.
Much higher.
Oh, okay.
But were you saying that
a person who is unemployed, they have to go to a state agency. They can't go to a private industry. And
Well, he can, but it's up to you where you want to go.
Look.
because private always gets more.
Well, it doesn't. Well, it's a matter of what.
Вообще, на месте стойте, никуда ходить не надо, искать не надо. Искать яблоко.
Got a fountain here. Yes, so many. Let's go, let's go. Where she is?
Вот, видишь? Ну классно, хочет гулять, хочет
Very nice, huh?
Very nice.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're not filming. You right?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, go ahead. I bring your picture to America.
Oh, no, no, no.
To advertise.
Смотри, идем.
Yeah, I think, yeah, you can get in there. How can we get in there? Yeah.
Gotta hop over the fence, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think, yeah, not allowed.
Yeah, what's that?
Nó fly over.
Okay. This is the Grand Cascade of Peterhof. Now, Peterhof is the original name. It's Dutch origin, and Hof of Peterhof means
Này nó nói cái này là của hàng TCP đi đâu đây? Đi tới Preston mà.
The second official name of this place is Petrodvorets, which is the Russian for Peterhof. After all the destruction done to the place by the Nazis, the main fountain and the main decoration is the big statue in the middle. It represents biblical Samson fighting the lion. It represents Russia. It's leader Peter fighting Sweden. The most amazing thing about the early construction of Peterhof is that Russia was in the war, which was lots of money, and the Tsar was building his summer residence. Now, he wanted this place surpass the Versailles of the French kings, and indeed they managed. Now, during our walk around the fairgrounds, we're going to walk a loop around this.
Đẹp quá, thấy cái này hay hơn chỗ slot Corbin phải không? Hay hơn, phải không? Slot Corbin đâu hay?
Slot Corbin nó nhỏ, chỉ có cái building là lớn thôi à.
Mà ở ngoài cũng không đẹp bằng đây nữa. Đây có nhiều cái coi quá. Tôi thấy nhiều cái coi nhất từ The World đó.
Nó cũng rau ốc đó.
Đẹp ha, quá đẹp. Oh, you again the sun may not.
Yeah, it's
may not good. Oh here, then over there. Easy. Beautiful. Oh,
I chụp hình fountain. This is the Adam fountain. And then the end of the alley has a lovely small pavilion, which was a family.
Ближе! Ближе! Ближе!
Женя, сделай ей предложение, все будет хорошо, и возим с собой.
And a bronze statue of Eve, the courtyard of the palace.
Mấy cái tượng nó không có để con chim đưa ra đâu nha, cái lá nó che lại. Nó không có như thụ Tây. Thụ Tây nó để con cu ra, còn ở đây nó ngay chỗ con chim là lấy lá che lại. Là cái thấy không? Không có thấy.
And if you are a common teacher or working for the government, it could be even less.
Oh,
So
three,
sometimes
400
Yeah, so sometimes you can go to like $200, $300
a month.
a month. So you can even understand that even $60 for a rental for a flat, it's too much.
And then you said to buy that. You said cost about how much again?
Well, let's say starting from 2,000 euro.
2,000 euro
For
a lot.
meter.
No. I talking about the unit. One lot. What do you call lot?
Meter.
No.
Để cao by meter by. Anh mua bao nhiêu meter anh mua?
We don't have feet. We count by meters.
But for average.
Well, let's say it's approximately the minimum. The smallest flat which you'll be able to get, it's like, let's say 35 meters, which makes it like 80,000 euros.
Oh, okay.
So that's too much.
About $100,000.
Yeah, so it's 100,000. Or if you're looking for something bigger, it's going to be 2,000,
Oh.
200, 300,
Oh,
and
okay.
much more. So.
Okay. Then I don't see much separate house
Well, because we're not, because in the city they're not allowed
to have house.
So to have houses, it's flats, it's residential area,
Yeah.
and if there are, well, when we drove via to Peterhof, you saw little houses, so
Yeah.
those are cottages or whatever.
In
So-
the suburb. Suburb.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay. Oh, but in city it's more expensive than the suburb, for sure. Yeah.
Well, just depending on the district, because
Yeah.
even here the property would be expensive. Because it has night communication, 20 minutes, and you are in the city, and so the price of the house and of the land would be probably the same.
Oh,
It's going to
okay.
be probably
You told me recently they increase a lot in value.
Yes.
Why?
Inflation or greedy of the market. Because, for example, when we got a flat for me, so we bought it. Well, we call it zero cycle when there was just a project of the house, and you can get, well, kind of a discount. So my flat, which was 1 bedroom, and it was like something like 50 square meters, it costed us like, let's say, 25,000
euro.
dollars. So dollars at that time.
Yeah.
And so we were quite happy because at this period of time, even in 2 years, the price doubled. So, yeah,
You bought 2 years ago, now double.
yeah, in 2 years, but it was not the building itself. It was not finished, but the price already for my flat.
Oh, you
they
mean
offered me-
new construction?
Yeah, no. So I've bought a flat. We've paid for it, and in 2 years the building was not finished yet.
Oh,
and
you
new customers, new people, they liked the house, and they said, we are going to give you 2 times more price for your flat, because the prices just increased 2 times in 2 years. And for the last decade, well, not decade, but for several months, the prices increased for, let's say, 50, 100 euros just for 2 months in this summer.
Oh, last 2 months.
In 2 months, and there is no reason why there is no explanation why they've increased. It's just the monopoly of the companies, because they are trying to produce a law due to which they're going to be only about 25 companies, or well, a very minimum number of the companies, let's say 20, 30, 40, 50, which would have a license for civil construction. And so starting after that, it's all started. So the prices started to increase and everything.
Yeah. So when the property start to increase? About a couple months ago or 2 years?
No. Well, I mean, it's always, because
Always?
yeah, it's always, they're always increasing.
Let's see, last 10 years the property always increase, not the decrease.
Yeah, well, it's hard to say, because 10 years ago it was 1996, and so the prices were about, let's say, 600, 800 for a square meter at that period of time. Then we had a default. Default, which means that the ruble dropped immediately. So we had that default, because for example, there was a cost of the dollar. The exchange rate of the dollar was 6 rubles. So $1, 6 rubles, and in a week it was $1, 30 rubles. And so the prices, they've dropped, but so with the flats, so it was something like 600, 800 dollars for a square meter, and then it started going up, and then we had that default, and so which brought the prices for the same level of 400, 500 dollars for a square meter. And then when people got okay about the situation, so they started to
go up again. Oh, because the price drop, because the ruble go down. Yeah. But you know, if you consider with consider like dollar amount, should be price not.
They raised the dollar amount. You are not paying in rubles, you are paying in dollars. so you're paying in dollars or in euros. And even in the contract they say if the currency, this or that currency, is going to be higher than that currency. For example, if the rate of ruble is going to be the most stable, so you're going to pay in rubles.
Okay.
If not, then you're going to pay in dollars. If in euros, if euro is going to be more expensive, you pay in euros.
And then you buy here, you make a loan, or you
buy
pay
a
off?
flat, you buy an apartment.
Yeah, but you make a loan for a bank, or you pay all off?
Oh, you have to pay it in one sum.
One lump sum?
Yeah.
Not the back?
No.
No?
They've started just that process of loaning or just giving a rent, giving loans for civilians for buying flats. They've just started it, but percentage is enormous. You pay something like 2 times more at the end. They give you that loan for, let's say, 30 years, and then it will happen so that you'll pay double price.
Oh, so the lot you bought, that's the new one, or they already built?
No, mine is the new one.
New one?
New one.
Or not? You bought on land and construction not finished yet?
No, I bought an apartment, and it's so funny because the house is a private house. I mean, it's like condominium.
Oh, condominium, yeah.
It's like condominium. But in your old papers it's written that you own. So this is your own apartment. You own it, but it stands on the land which belongs to the government, which is,
Oh, the land belongs to the government?
Yes, it's ridiculous.
Oh, you don't own the land?
The land.
No.
No land.
Oh, yet the building.
Sure. Well, I'm not sure what they did with the land because we were collecting signatures for buying a land or for under the house or something like that. So preparing papers for the land.
But now the government own the land.
Yeah. The land is owned by the government.
Oh, okay. And okay, so you just own the building. Can the foreigner buy it?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Wow. I'm not quite sure
about foreigner.
About foreigners, because there was a short period of time, really short, when they've opened the market for foreigners. And then, so that's why many buildings in the center, they belong to foreigners, or some flats belong to foreigners. But nowadays, I'm not sure. I think they've closed it. I think they are not allowing foreigners to buy property. I'm not sure of that.
But you.
Okay, I encourage
This one?
But it's changeable, so they often get a heat wave where temperature goes up to 36 Celsius. Make anyone happy, right? And it's in the middle of that. And this is typically Dutch of the period. That's what Tsar Peter loved. And a very popular style of decoration was usage of oak paneling. So the wood on the walls is oak panels, and Montezet has got good water feeder. This park has got a couple of fountains where water comes out unexpectedly. That's something what Peter saw in Europe, and he wanted to have it in his park. Now, a most common explanation is it's a matter of luck. You step on the wrong valve, and what comes up?
This.
Oh, to you?
Of the video, yes.
Oh, I sell $20 a piece.
He won't get to the frame before 11:45 tonight.
Yeah.
It's a long walk.
Peter House. Đây là biệt thự của Peter the Rich.
Туда! Да!
Там малышня одна.
Ну и что?
Штаны подтяните.
А если настоящие с камушком?
Должно быть.
Туда.
Totally. Totally. And on the second day, so the way it's celebrated, so the first day is the official day. Funny thing, when I was in Skog, we have sort of a better there, and it's a city which is about 250 kilometers from here. And it's a very nice city. Not that big, very old. It's nice. And we've had a friend who came and it was fun.
Built a man because he formed a professional army in Russia and fighting the Swedes, or in his everyday life, or in the everyday, he tried to follow a principle of promoting people by merit, not by the birth status. So in fighting the Swedes, he fought Так, кавальер. Сейчас.
Sao tinh giống tinh rôm, có nào rôm cái này đâu
cái rôm bên sau tinh nó ba nhưng mà cái này nó lớn hơn nhiều.
Nó ở giữa
bên
nè.
kia kìa, bên này nè. Nhìn thấy cái phao tình bên kia chưa? Cái này nó quá trời quá đất luôn. Ôi bên kia kìa. Two identical fountains. Giờ con chụp cái phao tình này không? Chưa thấy phao tình nào lớn như thế này.
Dragon.
Remember, this could be a choice. Original orangery is a coffee house now.
Никто не понял.
Lẹ nó mua 4 con.
Девушки, вас фотографироваться утомленные шелком. Давайте к нам и смотри. И еще разок не последний. Давай.
Không làm gì hết. Rồi.
Quá đẹp cái này.
Quá đẹp. Quá đẹp.
Bây giờ vắng rồi nè, anh chụp lại lắm không? Chụp lại dưới này nè.
Chụp lại để cái này nè, quá đẹp. Chưa. And anywhere, anywhere, very fun.
The palace, you look all the way down to the ocean.
I wonder why they didn't bring us in.
Oh, because the long line, no time.
But then it's to come earlier. 2 weeks of tour, right? Super within the last 200
200, 300 years.
Ủa thì không biết vô đi.
Oh, you have to have ticket, man.
Oh, ticket.
Yeah.
Oh.
You have to buy ticket to get in.
Oh man.
Get ticket. Huge garden there.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. Oh, có tour này.
Không, nó bán cái gì mà của tụi nhiều khi nó đi với cái tụi ở ngoài á, cơ xanh ở ngoài á. Nói tụi Nga nó có một cái mắt đẹp.
Through the war against Napoleon.
Oh,
it's a classical, a Roman-style triumphal arch. 2.5 hours drive away from here. And in the Egyptian, actually pseudo-Egyptian style with the obelisk and the sphinx figures. And looking across the Fontainebleau, you can see the domes of the Cathedral of the Holy River. So the design named is the Fontanka, meaning fountain. And no one knows for sure the date when that melody and that limerick emerged or got introduced, but we have a popular melody that has a very, very good reputation, one of the best after the big company of Mariinsky Theatre, Mussorgsky Theatre. It's a private.
weird today.
But please, a warning, forever the warnings, but if you do go down Nevsky, please be careful with your belongings, not to lose them.
Bạn này có ha, nhau kia làm lấy đây gì?
Yes, something.
Anh chờ dữ hả? Phải không? Đi. Vậy tiền mất ăn ngồi không mệt.
So we are here nice and early, which means that we won't get trampled in the crush going in, and we can find our seats and.
Chứ chưa được coi.
What are you playing? Oh, maracas. Spanish maracas is what they are.
I don't understand you.
Yeah. Oh, they're too big for that.
Who's too big for that?
I'm not too big for that.
It's 25 what?
Who's that?
25 euro.
Yes. Matryoshki with Russian vodka.
Oh, that's too high.
Oh.
That's a good idea. But I don't have money though. Should you like to drink?
Buy something?
No, not buying. There's no place in the bag now.
Huh?
No place in the bag. You got a place in your bag? What time did the show start?
Right now.
8 o'clock.
Oh, 8 o'clock? Still early, huh?
About 22. About 22. Are you work on the rubles? Move it, please, move it, please. Move it, please.
Först ja. Step.
Kiểu.
לא, זה מופע, זה לא סרט.
Thấy nào, thấy không? Coi hay ghê. Giống tụi Rick rồi, dữ là giống tụi Rick này. Chụp đi.
Nhưng mà nó ấy thì phải là đứng lại mới được.
Được cái gì đâu, cần Rick.
Nó xoay dựa mò đó.
đều nhau đấy, cao đều nhau. Nó nhỏ bẹt cái mặt cái chầm chầm nghe, thấy không? Biết không đang.
Nhưng mà tụi này nó giỏi, at least nói cho ta biết trước không? Ở Việt Nam mà anh coi đi múa rối nước nó nói trước mà. Nó nói bằng tiếng Anh cho người ta hiểu như thế nào.
Tại vì bắt mua phải program nói hết rồi.
bao nhiêu chục.
Con dân nữa. Đây á. Cái mỗi cái này thì
Có mấy cái dĩa đó các bạn.
gì?
Cái dĩa nó bán ngoài. Giống như là đồ sơn mài của mình đó mà.
Có ý nghĩa nhưng mà không biết.